Oh, y'all live.
What your grandma used to say? Okay. We apply every day. Okay. It's the facts. Okay. Okay. It's the facts. Okay. Okay. Got to sit up on your chest. Okay. Got to sit up with the rest. Okay. You know the show that be the best. Okay. Put them other shows to rest. Okay. Bring up in that topic, I bet I can talk that. Bring out Cody Stewart, I bet she can talk that. Bring out Diesel Magic, I bet he can run it back. Old grandma saying, now that's an interesting fact. Now hold on, audience control all. Every single guest that came on done told all. Open conversation with nothing ever on pause. Shocking the audience, leaving them with drop y'all. What you see don't make me shit, I told y'all. Money don't buy happiness, I told y'all. Roles in a relationship, I showed y'all. Growth and self-healing, shit, I'm old y'all. What your grandma used to say? Okay. We apply every day. Okay. It's the facts, okay. Okay. It's the facts, okay. Okay. Got to sit up on your chest. Okay. Got to sit up with the rest. Okay. You know the show that be the best. Okay. Put them other shows to rest. Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Interesting Facts. I am your host, Kay Wilson.
It's your girl, Daddy K.
Dozier. I am Dozier. I'm Calvin Dozier. How everybody doing?
That's what I said, Calvin Dozier. We are recording in separate studios today. We missed last week. We apologize for our absence on last week. Hopefully, y'all are back in this week. People, we are not on social media.
Mine is.
Huh?
Mine is.
You see us
I can't.
on Facebook?
EJ, go to Facebook on there.
But anyway, we're here, and today's episode is modern day parenting. Ma'am, excuse me. You're on air.
I know that, but I see how
You
shiny
patting
my
your
face
face.
is. I'm trying to get some of this shine off now. Shit.
Man, you know how women is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You done had
Oh,
all day.
Yeah, she look at herself the whole episode.
How was y'all
don't
week?
date women who wear makeup, so he don't understand like what I'm doing.
I hate it.
Look at you see how her hair on this shoulder right here. By the time we done, they're gonna be on that other side because they be adjusting. And all that.
All right, how was y'all week?
My week was pretty productive, although the whole furniture situation turned out pretty bad today.
What's the
So
furniture
I didn't end
situation?
up with my furniture, bro. She called on some bullshit, and Kevin cussed the girl out, called the girl all kinds of stupid bitches. We ended up getting a refund.
That is totally disrespectful.
She was rude.
That is totally
Other
disrespectful.
than that, I had a pretty good week.
What about you, Doja?
Oh man, my week. That was my week. Well, it started off crazy, man, but you know, shit, everything good, man. Yeah, everything good. You know, by Friday I'll be beat up, man, because I work all week and I stay up late, you know, stuff like that. So by Friday I'll be kind of out of it. But we here, man, for real.
That's what's up. All right, Danny, give a little synopsis on modern day parenting.
Well, don't just put it all on me, Kay. You got kids too. Doja got step kids.
Wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean? I just said give a synopsis on modern day parenting. You all right today?
Yeah, he ain't say run the show. He said
right. Do you need a Snicker, motherfucker?
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm not ashamed though, but give me what's synopsis? What the fuck that mean? I ain't got no veil. Okay.
A description.
What the fuck?
A description.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Damn, lamest term. I went to cream.
Low ass terms.
Whatever. I don't really. Okay, a description. Basically, I just basically want to hear from people as far as like what's going on with today's parenting. Do you feel like today's parenting is more effective than how we were raised? Like, what are some of the issues that you're having as far as raising teenage boys, teenage girls? How do you feel like, you know, society affects some of the decisions that you make as far as a parent? And is it difficult? You know, is it okay? Is it stressful? Yeah, those things.
That
Is
was
that a
it.
good synopsis?
That was a great.
Say
That was a
word?
great. Not.
Oh, I still got the bills. I got the bill, goddamn.
Hell.
Synopsis.
Some backup.
What's that word
Yeah.
again?
That's on mine.
Synopsis.
There it is.
Synopsis. Yeah. That was good though.
Come on, y'all. I really gotta goddamn do this.
I asked Kay like before we got on here. I was asking Kay. I was like, "Are you old school or like you know?" Because it is a difference. Like it's a difference in how we was raised versus how you know kids are being currently raised right now.
Okay.
So I was asking Kay, do I think like what is he old school or not? Because I'm somewhat of a parent, but I wouldn't be like a traditional parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just because of how I rebelled as a kid. Like, so I don't feel like traditional parenting just works all the time. Like,
well, I got comments say they making their kids stand in the corner. Modern day parenting.
I ain't never seen
I mean, they done moved away from ass whipping, so kids really don't, you know, they don't really understand the disciplinary actions to these days.
But is ass whipping really a form of discipline? Like, is it a form of effective discipline? Like,
is ass whipping an effective form of discipline? You want me to answer that?
Your opinion on it anyway. Like
my opinion in moderations. See, when I used to get ass whippings, it used to be explained to me why I'm getting an ass whipping, what I shouldn't do while I'm getting an ass whipping. You know what I mean? Every hit was a word. Don't do that shit no more. Your ass gonna go to jail. You know what I mean? It was like that. You know what I mean? Now, shit, go stand in the corner and nigga like shit. I'm standing in the corner for a minute. Well, shit, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. What you gonna do? Put me in the corner?
Shit, I used to do what I wanted to do out to get my ass whooped though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, teacher call home, I get that ass whooping. Man, I go back to school the next day and do the same.
What the fuck? What's up, Kim? Chi-Town say they want to be friends with their kids.
You should.
I see that a lot.
You should not be a friend with your kids.
You say you should not.
I think you should.
You should not be friends with your kids.
I think
you are a parent, not a friend.
But so
you want to be open for conversation and open for anything. They can talk to you about anything or come to you about anything, but you have to distinguish the friendship and the parenthood between the two. You got to distinguish the two, because if you don't, people fall out with their friends all the time. People try their friends all the time. People, you know what I'm saying? It's a friend.
But look at the situation when we were younger and how we didn't open up to our parents, but we opened up. We were peer pressured and we opened up more to our friends than we did to our parents. But now that parents are starting to develop a friendship with their kids, is making the kids feel safe enough to say, I can tell my parents anything. So it's just that.
But then how they treat their parents.
It's like keep the friendship there, but just don't get too comfortable with the friendship.
Yeah,
you can't.
She ain't saying like go to the club with your teenage child.
Yeah,
people do that.
Like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like have you still got to have your boundaries, but I feel like they do need to know that like the floor is open. You know, if you want to come to me about something that, like, I would really want my child to be more comfortable with coming to me with their secrets versus their friends. Or
but that's not a friend, though, man. That's open communication with your child. That's not a friendship.
But
It's just
some
open
people
communication.
they need to feel like they need a lot of stuff they're gonna hold back from you if they feel like every time I tell my parent that, like, or let's just say I messed up, right, as a kid, and if I knew I messed up, shit, I'm not gonna go tell my mom if I always know like the first consequence is gonna be her trying to box me out. Like, I'm not gonna go and tell her shit. Like, she got to find out on her own. Now she got to be that parent and do her investigation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it should be moderation, but it's just a lot that I'm against. Again, you know, I've only been, you know, a stepfather and an uncle, but
Don't put step in front of it. That was a father. That was a
yeah,
father.
no, yeah, but still, like, so I just don't like it. I got 3 nephews. I have never disciplined now one of them,
Exactly.
even though they could use it. And, you know, the stepson, I've never disciplined him, and even his mama couldn't whoop him around me because I knew what whooping did for me as a kid. Like, it didn't really work too much. You know what I'm saying?
And see, okay, that brings up a good point. We got a couple of comments on Instagram. It says kids these days don't get ass whippings, and now they talk back and disrespectful as hell. You can be a parent open with your child without being a homie. All right, but interesting fact, because y'all know the show is interesting facts, and this goes off old grandma sayings, or however you want to say it. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
What that mean? I ain't never.
That means if you don't discipline your child, you spare the rod from beating them or whooping them or disciplining them. You spoil that motherfucker, and they get carried away. And when they go out in the world, they ain't ready for what's out here, and thus we have these kids today.
But now the word that you just said is discipline, right?
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
But I'm saying, so if we using the term discipline, I don't understand how. Okay, like if I'm in the street, somebody takes something from me, or somebody goddamn try me wrong, then I whoop their ass. Now we got to fight. I ain't gonna even say I whoop their ass, but now we fight. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? And we can be enemies. And I like, why am I beating my child? Like, is like, for real. Like, I feel.
Why
like,
are you beating your child if he got to fight in the street?
No, why am I beating my child? Period. Like, if they mess up, like, why am I beating them for messing up? Nigga, get their grade, get bad grades. What is whooping him gonna do? Like,
what do you think the penitentiary system is, man? It's a disciplinary action. If you don't discipline your child, somebody else will.
You ain't getting beat though. Like,
shit, me.
But you ain't getting your ass beat every day. At some point,
depending on who you will.
Do y'all feel like beatings? Do y'all feel
you get beat in county, nigga? Yeah, you get your ass beat in goddamn chain gang.
But do you feel like beatings came from slavery?
Yeah, I do.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. But
so I think that's where the whole concept came from.
Wait a minute. No, because certain Africans or certain ethnicities have never been in slavery. Well, we don't discuss their slavery. They still whoop their kids, or they, you know what I'm saying, discipline their kids to a certain extent. You can look at videos now, you know what I mean? You can see somebody getting whooping in Africa.
But we saying discipline. Everybody always use the word discipline, right? Like, you got to discipline your child. But then all you hear a lot of people talking about is whooping their ass. Like, why are you so high strong on beating your child ass? Like, go beat the motherfucker ass who just robbed you or something. Beat
they gotta get ass whipping too, man. But I'm just
saying. Typically that's because pain. When you inflict pain, or when pain is inflicted,
that's all that works.
It teaches you not to do it again. So if I touch the stove and I burn my hand, that's pain. That's gonna tell me not to touch the stove again, right? So it's like when pain is inflicted, it reminds you what was the thing I did that caused this pain. So that's what made us come to, well, we should whoop our kids. We should spank our kids because it's pain, and pain teaches you a lesson. Pain teaches you a lesson physically and emotionally and mentally. So why do we not stick to that with our kids? if it teaches us a lesson in everything else, if you get your heart broken by the same person that's causing you emotional pain, you gonna keep doing it, or you gonna try to learn something from it?
Good point.
You get that. That's a great point.
Good point.
And I'm gonna say, you know, I just remember getting whoopings, man, and
It shouldn't have been so goddamn bad.
And I just remember, like, man, I'm talking about, like, I would get a whooping on Tuesday, and by Friday I get a whooping for the same thing. Like, I used to get whooped so much for the word bitch, right? I used to have an upset. I still do use the word like 30 times a day.
I use it very loosely.
Man, I used to get whooped so much for this word, bro. And look, all that pain inflicted, and fucking 30-some years later, I'm still using the word bitch. Like,
you grown
it didn't
now.
work.
You grown.
Even when I was a child, though, so it didn't work. Like, so I just feel like, I don't know, man, you get more out of like sitting them down and like really talking to them to understand. Sometimes you need to understand why they did that. And at the time, it's hard. You be wanting him to communicate, well, why you did this, but then it's hard for me to tell you why I did something. Why
you gonna say I don't know? You gonna say I don't know?
At the same time, yeah, because shit, I don't want to talk while you fighting me. Like, who the fuck want to have a conversation while you beat my ass?
Even while you ain't fighting them, you just sit down and have a because honestly, I don't know when the last time I whooped one of my kids. But I try to talk to them, and all I get is, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I get. I don't know.
That probably mean that you need to change the way you communicate. Your communication skill need to be more effective. Because it's a way to get
whoop some ass.
Nah, that ain't it.
I think I just need to whoop some ass.
I don't know, because I don't hear people out. Like, when people,
and then we can talk later, like my mama used to do to me.
Yeah.
Talk later.
Yeah, I still talk to you after the fact.
Whooping ass and take names later.
I definitely think whooping ass is an effective form of discipline. But I mean, parenting just isn't really all about discipline.
Time to charge.
What is modern day parenting, Danny? This is really.
It's just, to me, it's really like, how are people really communicating with their kids now that is working towards your kids becoming productive citizens, working towards your kids becoming what they call them, like upstanding citizens? Well, like, what are you doing to actually assure that would happen? Like,
nothing. We took that out a long time ago.
Nah, everybody don't just do nothing. Like, you can't say everybody just doing nothing.
Well, we did kind of, because it takes a village to raise a child.
That's people don't abandon the village. Yeah, you remember that? They don't abandon the village.
And I'm finna tell you why. Because as the child going through the village, the first thing you say, when I get older, I ain't gonna never let my kids go through this. I'm gonna treat my kid different. Ain't nobody gonna be able to say nothing to my kid. So when we start having kids, now it's don't say nothing to my child. Don't touch my child. You know what I'm saying? The parenting became a little different. You still parenting, but now you're doing it alone. It's a 50-50 chance that the man is in the household, but now the mom don't want nobody else to say nothing to the child.
I wish I could have actually done a little bit of more research before I came on the show tonight, because what I want to know a comparison, like, for teenagers and for young folks these days, to understand how effective parenting was when we were kids versus how it is now. And that now I think the rate of young women and young men is higher. The percentage is higher of them going to jail and going to prison, based off bad parenting, based off of parenting, not, a parent not being there, a parent being absent or something. I think now it is, because if you look at you don't think it's higher than when we were young?
It's higher, but it has nothing to do with the parenting, because some of these parents get on TV and lie, but some be telling the truth. I didn't raise my child like this. You can raise a child and they still have their own mind to go do what they want to do.
That's true. But I think when we say that, I think that's just something mentally that we make it as an excuse. I didn't raise my child like that. So you saying your child just grew up and decided, I just want to sell drugs and I just want to, walk around with guns and I want to go and try to kill people.
No, it's the environment he in.
It's the environment, which it got a lot to do with parenting, is it not?
No, because sometimes you can't choose where you have to raise your child at. Like if you could, when nobody's in the hood.
You can't.
Nobody in the hood, man.
But you can.
You actually can.
Like it's ways out of the hood. Like everybody ain't gotta grow up in the hood.
Well, y'all give me 1 second. We got interesting letter coming up at 7:30. We have a comment on Instagram right now. Live comment. What's going on, Shout Out?
Man, I was listening to Buddy talking about the kids and talking about what is a butt whipping gonna get them, ass whooping, however you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he saying what you get from beating your kids. It's a difference in ass whooping and a beat. It's a big difference.
Okay.
If you walk into a school right now and look at these kids, how they be talking to their parents, cussing them out and all that, that's the difference than an ass whooping and the way they raising kids now. I got a 29-year-old all the way down to a 5-year-old, and I wish one of mine would cuss at me.
What's your question, man?
I don't sit there and just beat him.
He said, I just was trying to gauge how old he is.
How old is he?
Yeah, I got it though.
Well, he got a 29-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, 29-year-old. I got a 20-year-old. I got a 12-year-old. I got a 5-year-old. Neither one of my kids cuss in front of me. Neither one of my kids will cuss and talk crazy to another adult. That's the difference in modern day shit and what we did.
Okay.
That modern day shit, I see a lot of kids cuss to their mama. Talk to their mama like they child. And that comes from what he talking about. Just try to sit like when we said be friend, being your kid friend and being open. My kids will talk to me about anything. My dad, my son tell everybody, my dad the coolest person in the world. Because he can come talk to me about anything. He know what level not to get crazy with me, but he know how to come talk to me about anything. My daughter came and talked to me.
That's right.
My daughter, I'm gonna give you a scenario. My daughter told her mama asked her, because she didn't have a boyfriend. She was like, "Do you like boys or girls?" She was like, "Well, I think both of them attractive." She went ham on.
Right.
And I had to pull her to the side and tell her. I said, "You know what? By you doing that, she'll never come talk to you again."
Mm-hmm.
Now, that didn't say you had to be her friend, but you don't need to go off as soon as she come tell you something. You need to think about what your comment going to be and how to get through to him. Right. Just like he said, I have nothing against gay people. I have a cousin that's gay. I got a sister, you already know, I got a family that's gay. Right. But that modern age way they raise children and the way they putting shit all out here on the TV, now you got kids in the 4th grade talking about they gay.
Second grade talking about they gay.
Right, they talking about they gay now. They don't even know because they pushing that shit towards them. Right. So when he sit there and talks about what is an ass whoop get them, you whoop your kid ass for when they do wrong. You don't just whoop their ass just for the hell of it.
So you whoop your child ass for being gay?
Whoop your kid's ass every time they come and say something to you. No, that's not what it is.
Say what, Mom?
Your kid do wrong, you whoop their ass.
Mom
and
say,
you let them know you getting your ass whooped because of this.
Mom say, would you whoop your child ass because they're gay?
No. That's a choice my child make.
But I would explain to them on the decision that they're making.
Right. You told them.
Make sure they know not the proper way of the land.
And what kind of pressure they putting on themselves and make sure they understand this. When you choose this life, there's going to be a lot of obstacles in your way because people going to come at you. Mm-hmm. Are you really ready to deal with that? But you support your kids on whatever they choose. No, I'm not going to beat you. That sounds crazy. Would I beat my child ass if they said
I
that?
asked that
he just trying to get understanding.
No, he said, you said something like when you was like kids in the 4th grade talking about they gay. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, so what you gonna whoop it out of them?
No, now you sit down and talk to them and explain on the reproduction and how it's supposed to go with male and female. You don't go into that because they only in the 4th grade. You can't have a sex education talk with them, but you do tell them the difference of being heterosexual and
But that's a difference. That's a difference in traditional and modern age itself. When we was in the 4th grade, we weren't having conversations with our parents about sexuality. Why? Why?
You right. She right. Because everybody was straight. Shit, I don't know.
It ain't that everybody was straight. It's just that
it was hidden. You knew people that were gay but you did not find out till them motherfuckers was good and grown. They might have been gay back when you was in school, but you did not. They did not openly, like the way that it's so open now. That's the difference in the modern day.
What do I think about Batman being bisexual? Man.
Oh yeah, you didn't see that, man?
No.
It's a fiction.
Yes, they coming out the DC comic, the new DC comic Batman.
Superman.
They bringing him out as a bisexual.
I thought it was Superman.
Superman, Batman, yeah, it's one of them.
Well, somebody said it's Batman.
Whoever it is,
it's
one of them men.
Son. It's not Clark Kent. It's not Clark Kent. It's Clark Kent's son. I think his name is John Kent, but he's coming out as bisexual now. Okay, but what I'm saying is, even when we were young, we hung around the girls that, you know, were studs. We hung around the boys that were, you know, feminine.
Well, they weren't studs. They was tomboys.
Okay, well, I was a tomboy.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna say they was. Yeah, but I think the difference is that we weren't subjectified to sexuality. Period. Like to us, this person was just a person, and we was friends with them, and it wasn't, oh, he might be gay or she might grow up to like women. Like, we wasn't subjectified to sexuality at all when we were kids. But now it's everywhere for our kids. But as a parent, it's up to you to say, I don't want my kids seeing this. You got to cut off that stuff.
Well, you can't cut it off because it's everywhere. But let me get this before we let Chi-Town go. Do anybody have any more questions for Chi-Town?
No.
Mon, any more questions?
Nah.
Danny? Appreciate it, bro. What you doing now? You come to the club? That's my question.
I'm headed to that party at Morris Brown.
Okay. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you once I end. I appreciate you coming out, man. Anytime, you are welcome on the show. Appreciate you.
Be easy, man.
For sure, you too, bro. All right, now let's not lose focus. The issue we're talking about, it goes hand. Parenting and kids go hand in hand, but we're talking about the parenting right now. So let's not lose focus on what we're talking about. Like I was saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I think personally it was lost when people, like I said, people started saying, don't say nothing to my child, don't touch my child. You got a problem with my child, you talk to me. When I was young, it started down the street. As soon as you got off the school bus or left that school, or if you messing up in the streets, they gonna cuss you out. They might whoop you. Then they gonna call your parents. Then you're gonna get a beating when you get home too, or whipping when you get home too.
There ain't no neighbor never whooped me. That
was a definite. You know what I mean? That was a definite.
Ain't no neighbor never.
But now it's.
I think he froze. So I'm not sure if everybody will be able to pick us up if he froze.
Do you think there is a bad modern day parenting technique or tactic that is used today?
You froze up real bad. So
when? What was the last thing y'all heard? We got 1 minute for the interesting letter. I said how it, as when we was young, it took the village. Do you think since our generation and so on up until now, since we took that out of play, do you think there was a bad play for modern day parenting, or was that okay?
I don't think we took it out of play. I feel like just, times are different. So like neighborhoods ain't the same. The shits don't even look the same no more. Like you ride through a neighborhood right now and you probably won't even see 10 kids outside. People don't.
That's also with the parenting.
You see what I'm saying? People don't even know they ain't got, to me, that don't have everything to do with parenting. It's the way that the world.
It does, because you buy your kids games to keep them in the house.
The way the world works now. Like parents didn't invent iPhones and iPads and Ain't nobody parent invent Fortnite.
But they bought them. But they bought them.
Yeah, but you still, so what I'm saying, like everything different. Then you got the what they call it, the village. The village so wicked now. I wouldn't even want no child out there in no damn village.
I think that got a lot to do with it. I think it's because the village, you can't trust the village anymore because they out here touching babies and shit now.
We had Atari. That was the first game system most of us was introduced to. I was around during that time. Atari. Then you had Nintendo. Then you had Sega. And then PlayStation. All right. Those four was during my childhood. All right. But guess what? Guess what our parents used to say? Or my grandma used to say? Turn that game off and go outside.
But look what year that was, okay?
Damn, man, I'm just old man. I'm just saying.
It's so, the world has changed so much to where it's like, man, you can't really expect stuff to be the same. So in a lot of cases, like if so much has changed in other areas, then you gotta change the way that you gotta change the way that you parent.
And I'm gonna say, I hear you on that, but I'm gonna say acceptance is the first key to failure in this situation. Acceptance is the first key to failure. Just because we accept the fact that the times have changed, and the times have changed, but the way you handle situations don't have to change.
No, they need to. They definitely
no, because if kids are so violent now because they have no social skills. They play Call of Duty all day. It's cool to kill. They listen to music all day. That's all they hear about. You let them listen to it because you listening to it your damn self because you are a kid raising your kid. A grandma now, average age is what? Mid-30s, early
40 something, yeah.
I know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So everybody is growing up together.
Yeah, that I do agree on.
So modern day parenting, the structure on it is like jacked for real. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion.
I think we're just giving the kids entirely too much. It's like people saying, give your kid a chance to be opinionated. Give your kid a chance to, express themselves and how they feel about you and life. And they got feelings too. I feel like we just giving the kids entirely too much that we didn't get.
Because you said when you was younger, your kids ain't gonna have to get it out the mud like you had to, and they ain't gonna have to be fussed at and cussed at and raised the way that you was raised.
I was about to bring that up. I think the total difference is the fact that we sat up here and we thought that we were going to be better parents than the parents that we had ourselves. So we said, oh, I'm going to make sure my kids got the Jordans. I'm going to make sure my kids got a phone when they turn 12. I'm going to make sure my kid got all the video games. I'm going to make sure my kid, like, we just started giving, but we not getting back in return what we gave our parents. We gave our parents
they not
and our elders.
Nothing.
They not appreciating shit. We gave our parents and our elders respect. Regardless of if you was wrong or right. If my mama took me in front of somebody, even if that elder was telling a lie, my mama would say, so you telling me she lying on you? I was scared.
And you better not say yeah.
You can't, because that's a form of disrespect because that's an adult. But now we giving these kids too much. And nobody want to say that. Everybody just want, oh, well, my kids can voice how they feel about X, Y, and Z. And it's like, all right, well, that's part of the problem. That's where things is going wrong. I'm seeing more 13, 14-year-old like kids out in the street at 11, 12 o'clock at night. Like, are y'all for real? Like, this is acceptable?
That is. Can we get some comments out from Instagram? We don't have any on. Is y'all social media page working?
Yeah, it is.
No,
I
man.
see red flags over here. I see red flags up in the banner on all our pages. I don't know if it's streaming to our pages. I know it's going to the Interesting Fact page. Make sure you check out the Interesting Facts Facebook and YouTube page. Interesting Facts Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Let's get into some of these comments real quick, and then can we go into the letter, or y'all want to talk some more?
We could do the
It's not
comments,
like-
but I'm gonna have to let one of y'all read the letter because I'm doing it from my phone. The MacBook is not, working well. So one of y'all will have to read the letter and I can go ahead and, you get what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Let's Legend 310. Nobody care about what you do, but why they want so much recognition, but also want to be treated equally. Candy Cane says, exactly. I was a little tomboyish growing up because I didn't have a sister or nothing but brothers. I'm good and feminine. Monique says, facts. Legend says, well, I understand that not touching my kids part, only because everybody don't have good intentions now. But I think parents became really soft. I'm sorry. Monique says there are too many parents that are being their kids' friends and not their parents. Candy Cane says it is because you can't spank kids anymore. Parents are afraid of their kids, and school administrators are afraid of the parents. I birthed 3. I'd be damned if I'll be afraid of them. Legend says technology changed. School is now done on a computer. Yep, stand inside and grown up mouth listening instead of making them go outside and play. Preach, my brother. Disrespectful music at that. 30s are the new grandmas, period. Me and all 5 of my brothers raised in Chicago got our ass whooped, and we turned out just fine. That's the last comment.
Chicago.
Chicago.
I refuse to believe anybody from Chicago turned out fine.
I know a lot of people from Chicago that turned out very well.
They probably
in the middle of the war zone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Before that.
I don't agree that ass whoopings made us turn out fine. I don't think so.
Nah, that's some.
I think
that's more conditioned fucking slave thinking. If you think that,
yeah,
I'm gonna stick to beating, whooping, all that shit the same. If you inflict pain on somebody, then that's that to me. Whooping ass, beating ass, all that shit the same goddamn thing, man.
I knew this was coming up. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish first.
It's just not fucking effective. How many ass whoopings you got in school, Danny?
In school?
Several.
Just say even just elementary.
To my in class? In class by the teacher or the principal? I got whooped by the teacher and the principal.
So you will humiliate your child?
That's not humiliation.
Man, that's humiliation. Like to beat your child ass in front of a teacher or anybody else, like that's humiliation, man. Why would you humiliate somebody you say you love? Like it's your child. That child not your enemy.
It's not humiliation.
That's humiliation, man.
See, we're too sensitive to. Let me tell you something. Think about when that type of stuff was going on, man, with our parents or with me or people older than you. We look at stuff a lot differently now. The ones that did survive look at stuff a lot differently. You know what I mean? They have a different level of respect for certain things. You know what I'm saying? You know what boundaries to cross. You know to say yes, sir, no, ma'am to certain people. You know what I'm saying? You know how to address society because that's how it was done successfully before you. And if you keep the same values, it's gonna be done successfully after you.
How was it done successfully before us though? Like
It was done successfully before us because you hear your mom address an elder with yes sir, no ma'am, or respectfully. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not taught the same way that she was taught, then you're not gonna do that. And they gonna look like, oh, that child's so disrespectful. They're gonna wash your hands with you. You know what I mean? But I want to get into this comment on here that's on the screen right now because I knew one of my baby mamas was gonna tap in and say something. It says, Natalie James says, K, parenting starts with full involvement in your kid's life, not when you want to come around. And you're absolutely right, Natalie. I can't give you nothing, but you're right on that one. Anybody else want to say something about that?
I want to chime in on that one. A lot of us got to understand full involvement involves both parents. So when you got a situation where you got, you know, bitter baby mamas and everything that's not letting the man be as full time as he could be, if your version of let me punish the baby daddy when in all actuality you punishing the child, so you get mad at him because he not being the parent that you need him to be, or she not being the parent that you need her to be, and it's like let me punish you somehow.
Not need, but won't.
Yeah, but that's a two-way situation. That's not a one-way situation to say, you know, because for instance, my husband, his ex-wife, she up and made a decision to move. No, it's fine. It's just an example. She moved an hour and a half away from us, and now she's fussing about why he's not that involved. Why did you make a decision for yourself if you know that this involvement is a two-way street? So don't just sit up there and just put it all.
So what you saying? She want him to drive out there every time?
Yeah, but you make.
Does she drive? Do she bring the child down?
No, like we've tried.
She don't want to bring the child, but he got to go do everything.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like this is a two-way thing. Don't sit there and just say that this man is not being involved when you doing everything against it. You got to be understanding that he works too. You got to be understanding that he got issues just like you got issues. You got to understand that parenting is hard for him, just like parenting is. Yeah, they want to be as involved as we are, but they working to provide for that kid. And I'm providing what I can. And I don't need you to beat me up about it all the time.
But do you think it's because the kid is with her that it's a little bit more frustrating to her?
I think it's more misunderstood to her because the kid is like with the custodial more than the non-custodial. But it's still a.
But if that was a problem,
it's a two-way parenting situation. It shouldn't be no blame. It should not be no blame on one or the other. It should not.
All right. Oh man, this answers your question. You ready for the letter, Danny? This answers your question earlier. Listen, I've been to jail, and they will whoop your ass in jail if you fucking up. Remember you said that? Something about that?
You ain't whooping your ass every day though.
You crazy.
They gotta give me
you get their ass whooped every day.
Another time.
Where you fuck up at is where you get it. This is Legend 310 saying this. Candy says neighbors, teachers, principals, parents. Neighbors, teachers, principal, and parents whooped your ass when they got home from work. That's the village.
70s or 60s, because ain't no.
No, bro, it was in the 80s and 90s. This was in the 80s and 90s, bro. Straight up.
I grew up on Foot Street in Edgewood Court. Ain't nobody.
I grew up on Cotty Grove, 2nd Avenue, 1st Avenue. I grew up in East Atlanta on flat shows and flat shows. Wait, this did take place, bro. Like straight up.
Nobody in the neighborhood never whooped me.
I experienced this on both ends. My daddy's side on flat shows and flat shows way. My mama's side, 2nd Avenue, 1st Avenue, and Cotty Grove. Yes, it takes place, bro.
We would get
the whole street was a family. And until this day, I got people I hang with, Squirt D, Cool, Rock, G, all them. We are family because we got our ass chewed out by each other parents like family. Like it
ain't
is.
No chewed out and ass whoop. It's two different things. I didn't get whooped by neighbors either. I would let nobody put their hands on my child. Like,
and see, that's modern day parenting right there. That's
that should be parenting, period. Like, because they really, man.
So if your child out here being disrespectful to somebody, you cool with that?
You bring my child to me. You don't touch my
child.
You
think your child bad as hell gonna let me bring you to them?
Eventually the motherfucker
bring them to you?
Huh? Eventually but can I chastise your child if your child is being like tell them, like you know you wrong. You know you being disrespectful.
Yeah, to me that's not
no, because you know what that child gonna say because of this type of statement. You know what that child, there's nothing disrespectful, man, but because of that type of statement, you know what that child gonna say? If Danny, okay, say I'm the child, and you fussing at me, Mom, my daddy, you fussing at me about doing something. You say, I'm gonna tell your daddy, fuck you, bitch. Tell him. I don't give a fuck.
That ain't how it go.
This is what kids.
No, that ain't how it go.
You're alive.
My reality.
This is how it go these days, bro. Fuck your old ass bitch.
Listen, I'm talking about my
beat your ass, bitch.
I'm talking about what I
it's a lot of them.
That ain't me. That ain't me. I ain't never seen no child do that. I always just hear about it.
I have.
But I will not give nobody the luxury.
You work
their hands on my child. No, that mean that I'm around people who goddamn.
Bro, you ain't never been in four seasons. Man, I know you don't have four seasons. You done been in four seasons with me. You ain't never seen them bad ass kids.
I don't fuck with little kids that ain't in my family. So why would I whoop little kids that ain't in my family or let somebody whoop a child that's not in my family? Like that shit sound crazy as hell. I'm gonna let the neighbor beat my child ass. Nah, you come to me, you tell me what my child did wrong, and I will handle that because I'm this child's parent. The shit if you hit them wrong anyway, you getting reported and all of that. Imagine how bad it's gonna be looking for a motherfucker to go to jail for beating somebody else's child ass. Like,
the laws has definitely played a part in parenting.
Yeah, it's horrible now. But the neighbors back then were like family, so that's why it was okay.
I understand. Listen, I come from a
nobody in my neighborhood is my friend. We all family. Whoever I grew up with, we family. Like that's how we look at each other. We family. That's how we grew up.
And ain't nobody touching me but my goddamn mama. I probably one of them little disrespectful kids. Like, don't touch me, man.
I never experienced a neighbor whooping me. I experienced like a teacher popping me. Like y'all remember the fat ass pencils?
Yeah.
The number 3 pencils.
Yeah,
that was number 3 pencils. Okay, but y'all don't remember them big ass yardstick rulers?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all don't remember the paddles? Y'all didn't have paddles with the holes in it?
I don't think I got paddled either.
Yeah, you never got paddled? Oh, y'all young.
Y'all
same damn age.
I guess they were slaving.
In Eastlake Elementary, they had paddles. That bullshit's not. I got one every day. I know it was, but I know how they feel. They hurt.
You'll get your knuckles popped or something like that, but ain't nobody.
I had paddles. All right, let's get into this interesting letter. Mon, can you read the letter?
Yeah,
I'm on Instagram on my phone.
Do you got the letter?
I keep saying I don't have it.
I gotta read it. Okay, hold on. Damn, y'all hold on 1 second. Instagram.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, you got the they got comments from Instagram too.
What's happening, Mike?
Oh, by the way, y'all, we are not on social media. We are not on Facebook.
You're not?
Nope.
I know.
I don't know what went wrong.
All right, let's go over to this. This is Danny K segment, but I am finna read the interesting letter of the week, and it is as follows. I'm reading for Danny. She's gonna come in and talk about it. Shit, can I find it? Danny, you're gonna have to read your letter off screen. I can't even find it. Is it in the group? Oh God. Danny, you're gonna have to read it off screen.
How the hell am I read it off screen? I have no idea how to read it off screen, but let me tell you what I can do real quick. If you go, okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pop right back in. I don't understand. It ain't about that. Hush, child. Damn, that's gonna take me out. Where is it? Where's the notes? Kevin, somebody tell Kevin come here real quick.
I got it. Interesting facts. I've become friends with this married guy I work with. So far, it's been strictly platonic. Lately, I'm starting to get the feeling that he might have deeper feelings for me, and I am afraid it might be mutual. I'm not sure if I should ignore these feelings and try to savor the friendship. Should I end the friendship and cause an awkward work relationship with him? Or should I just let things play out? Maybe I'm just insinuating and he's really not into me. He does flirtatious things like give me the sexy eyes and stare at me whenever I walk by. He's even tried holding my hands a few times when we hang out. I don't know what to think. Maybe I'm tripping. What do y'all think?
Man, all right, flowers over here trying to get in the
show.
Yeah, this one is like, I don't know how to feel about this, but I got some understanding. Like I don't know. I can't give advice on this one because as a wife, I wouldn't want my husband being too friendly with his co-workers, and but I've been on the other side of that too, where I've became friends with married guys. I'm not sure how to really go about it because it's just too much for me, and I'm gonna take it personal, and you know, I fight, so I don't know. Sis, you're gonna have to cut that one short. Let that man leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. You don't need to be friends with him. Y'all need to just keep it cordial. If y'all gonna have that awkward work relationship, have that awkward work relationship, because at the end of the day, if something do happen between y'all, you're gonna have a guilty conscience about it because he's married. So I would say just let the, little awkward moment happen, and over time y'all will get over it, move past it or whatever. But yeah, that's inappropriate. So that's my take on it, y'all. What's y'all take? I gotta do like back to you, Kay.
Why he put us in this private thing?
Because I want your input. I want your input.
Yeah, you ain't gotta put me private. I don't want to look.
Don't put your private. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They what she said, he married or something?
Mm-hmm.
Who's married then? That's what I was asking. Is he married or is she married?
The guy said she developed
she's in a relationship
with a married guy.
Oh man, go on and get that man some pussy, man. He gonna cheat somewhere else anyway. Like, might well have some fun.
What the fuck?
Just because you don't, if you don't give him none, he still gonna cheat. So if you want to go there with him, then you need to go on and go there. Like, just being honest, man. Listen, yeah, like shit. If you want to get that man some, because he gonna cheat on his wife.
That's not what she said. She said they friends, but she feel like he got feelings for her, even though they friends.
She said she got him too.
Did she say that? I don't even remember shit.
Yeah, she could be the next one.
I can't remember.
It's like, if she could be the next one, go on and goddamn solidify your spot.
Wow.
Well, I say it like this. You done, man?
Huh? Yeah, I'm done.
What's up, Erica? All right, man. That's a deep one. It is. He's a married man. If your modern day parenting would have taught you right, you would know married people is off limits.
Here you go, though.
Right.
Right. Hey,
30 faces.
hey, yeah, we finna go deep into this motherfucker. But nah, on a serious note though, it all comes down to making decisions. You gotta really check yourself, and he gotta check himself on whatever y'all decide to do. Is it really worth losing what you already got? I can tell you right now from a personal experience, no. Is it really worth losing what you got? And if you're cool with losing what you got, then hey, go for it. If you're not, leave that shit alone. And conversation cool at work, no flirtation shit, no, don't cross the line, keep it respectable. But if like I said, if it's worth losing what you got, then shit, by any means, like Mun said, get that man some.
Yeah, he gonna do it.
You definitely got to check that point. All right, 3 minutes, man. I guess we're gonna go over into the mouthing off with Mun Doja and close out. Let's get these last remarks on. Anybody on IG want to come on and say anything real quick before we close out? Let's get the closing remarks for modern day parenting. Any input on modern day parenting? We will be back next week on time, 7 p.m. If you're not here, you may miss it. You can always go back and watch it on the replay, but we are starting exactly at 7 p.m. Not at 8 p.m., not at 7:30, not at 7:15, 7:45, 8:30. No. We finna do our shows weekly. 7 to 8. Interesting facts.
Man,
all right. Closing remarks. Danny.
I feel like society and modern standards have interrupted good parenting, good effective parenting. We're giving the kids entirely too much and not getting back in return what we gave our parents. I feel like the village is lost because we can't trust the village anymore.
So they turned into the YMCA boys? Oh, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think we should take back our homes, take back our control. Do I feel like whoopings and spankings are effective? Somewhat, not really. I think they cause a lot of emotional damage later on in life. Speaking from personal experience, but
why? Because you didn't want your ass whooped?
No, I'm mentally fucked up, bro. My kids ask me that. They say, "Why do you always resort to violence when you get upset?" And I think that had a lot to do with the fact that I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that I got too many ass whoopings.
Well, you should have stopped being bad. Shit, that was on you.
Well,
you got an ass whooping. Then nobody just wake up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna beat her ass 15 times."
Okay, emotional traumas and life make you do things that you probably should not do. So do that mean that you should beat your child and whoop your child every time they do something bad? No, you should not. That just means that something mentally is going on and they don't know how to, communicate that. They just know how to act it out, which we did too. We just acted out. But yeah, I feel like just today's standards is fucking up our homes and fucking up our parenting. And y'all got to take that back. Y'all got to start monitoring what your kids look at, what your kids watch, what they listen to, the people they hang around, what they doing on the laptops and the computers. Like, y'all got to keep up with school. Be as involved as you would be if you was, at the club with your homegirls. Be just that involved.
You got girl power on IG right now. She's right. True. I don't like you.
That's motherhood power.
Whatever. I mean, you said some good points though, and that's very much an interesting fact. All right, I guess it's on me because Mun gonna do the interesting letter. I mean, the interesting. Mouthing off with Mun Doja. Damn,
Cup over there whooping your ass, ain't it?
But 1738 ain't no joke. All right. I think modern day parenting needs to be reevaluated. We need to put a little bit of traditional parenting with it. Traditional values. I'm still gonna stick with it takes a village to raise a child. The parent ain't gonna see everything, but the village sees most of everything, and the village got to be comfortable with coming to the parent to be able to speak about their child instead of feeling like if I go talk to them about their child, it's gonna be a whole nother issue that I got to get into. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make it inviting and comfortable for the village to speak to you to help raise your child and keep them on the right track, so they won't be in the penitentiary system or judicial system or however you want to word it. I also think like my baby mama said, it does takes full involvement. But it also that's all, like Danny said, that's also a 50-50 thing, you know what I mean? Can't drive all the way across town, be the only person to drive all the way across town, and just because they with you every day don't mean I still don't have situations or someone has situations they have to deal with as well. Basically, communicate with the other, build a friendship relationship so y'all can raise these kids the right way. At the end of the day, it's about the kids. It's nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? Modern day parenting, it's nothing personal. It's all about making better kids, making a better society, so we won't have to keep looking at the news or First 48 every damn week seeing this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's all we see on the news any damn way. So let's put the village back together so we won't have to continue to see this shit. All right. We are now going into mouthing off with Mun Doja.
Get your shit talk together. We mouthing off. Hands in position. We mouthing off. Ears ready to listen. We mouthing off. We mouthing off. We mouthing off with Mun Doja.
What's up, y'all? We're gonna keep this short, sweet, and unique. Not even unique though, but for real. Okay. Modern day parenting. Everybody's perspective on right and wrong is different. I think everybody parenting gonna be different simply because everybody upbringing was different. I say find things that work for you and your kids. Like, you don't have to, just because your grandmother made you stand in the corner with one finger on the top of your head and your pinky on your ear and saying bubbaloo baboo all day as a punishment. That don't mean that you got to imitate, the way that she raised you. You trying to find your own way don't make you wrong, because a lot of behaviors, not a lot of behaviors, but a lot of ways that we handle things, we feel like a lot of ways that our parents and grandparents handle things, we feel like they weren't affected because of how we turned out. That's my opinion on like discipline and whooping and things like that. I feel like it wasn't affected because of how it turned out and how I reacted to being disciplined in that manner. So I'll just say, find what works for you and your kids, and do right by your kids. Your kids will do right by you. It's what I feel, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. I do agree with it takes the village to raise the child, but at the same time, don't put the village in charge of your child. That's your child, you know, and don't put people in charge of them. There's nothing wrong with befriending your child. And it don't mean that you still don't, you know, and once you befriend them, that don't mean that it won't be a line of discipline. You just got to learn how to, you know, maneuver through the two, man, and everything will be all right. And good luck and blessings with all y'all parenting. And that's all I have.
Get your shit talk together. We mouth it off. Hands in position. We mouth it off. Eels ready to listen. We mouth it off. We mouth it off. We mouth it off with Mud and Dose.
Damn good job, man. Damn. That closed that motherfucker out. Well, we want to thank everybody for coming out on time at 7 p.m. This has been another episode of Interesting Fact. This is modern day parenting, and I think we touched a lot of good points. Mun said it all. It takes a village, but it also takes a lot of communication. I ain't mean to hit that. I'm sorry. I'm moving stuff around. I don't know. I'm drunk. 17:30 got me. We will be here next week. Candy Cane says, my first time here, and this was a good dialogue. Thank you, brother. We need more like you. Thank you so much, Candy Cane. We really do like that comment. Who the hell is this?
He dropped out somehow. Yeah.
This nigga got his split personality up. All right,
my laptop goddamn died.
Oh, okay. Make sure y'all tune in next week, man. This has been Interesting Facts. Thank y'all for coming out.
What your grandma used to say? Okay. We apply every day. Okay. It's the facts, okay. Okay. It's the facts, okay. Okay. Got your shit up on your chest. Okay. Got your shit up with the rest. Okay. You know the show that be the best. Okay. Put them other shows to rest. Okay. Bring up in that topic, I bet I can talk that. Bring out Koya Stewart, I bet she can talk that. Bring out Diesel Magic, I bet he can run it back. Old grandma saying, now that's an interesting fact. Now hold on, audience control all. Every single guest that came on done told all. Open conversation with nothing ever on pause. Shocking the audience, leaving them with drop jaw. What you eat don't make me shit.